Hey, I interviewed an attorney at the office of Margaret Wong and Associates to find out what we should do if we're approached by ICE. Check it out.
What to do? What should someone do if they're approached by ICE agents?
That's a very good question, and I don't want to sound cliche, but this is the most important thing. Please remain calm. You have to stay calm. Don't run. Don't resist, because the priority is that you are safe. Your safety. We don't want to hear that people were shot because they were resisting. We don't want to hear that there was a bad physical encounter with ICE. So that's the very first thing. The second thing is you need to make sure that you ask and it's clarified from the beginning if you are detained or not. So you have to ask, am I free to go? Be very clear with the question. So whenever you talk to ICE, you need to make sure that the language is not ambiguous. It's clear. Am I free to leave? Or am I being detained? If the question, if the answer of am I free to leave is yes, then in that moment you can just calmly walk away. If the answer is no, then you're being detained. And that opens the door to your right to remain silent. So you can say, I will exercise my right to remain silent. I want to speak to my attorney. I want to make a phone call. So that's the very first things that you have to do. Also, if usually they want to register, check everything, you need to refuse it. Do you have a warrant? Do you have a judicial warrant? That's the other thing. Now, it happens also, Mrs. Labora, that the encounter is not necessarily if you're walking in the street. They can go to your house, as we have heard. Mm-hmm. They can knock at your door. So when that happens, then you ask for a judicial warrant. Don't open the door. That's the most important thing. Don't open the door. Don't let them in. Just ask, do you have a judicial warrant? And then they can put it down under the door or show it to you in the window. And if you make sure that that's okay, that it's actually a judicial warrant, not an administrative warrant, and that's how you react when you encounter ICE.
How will I know that it's a judicial warrant? How do I know the difference between a judicial warrant and an administrative warrant?
How
will I even know what a warrant looks like?
Yes, so that's a very good question. So the administrative warrant is going to say ICE or USCIS enforcement. So it's not going to come from a court. It's coming from an agency of the government. That's the very first thing. So probably it's going to be easier if it's explained this way. If it's a judicial warrant, it's going to say United States District Court or United States any court. It's going to be specific that it will say court. And at the bottom, it's going to be signed by a judge. And it will say judge and the name. Now, if you have an administrative warrant, it's going to come from ICE, USCIS, government agency, and at the bottom, sometimes it just only has a stamp. And the stamp says officer, official, agent. It doesn't say judge.
Okay.
So do not show fake documents. Right? Please, even if you're under pressure, don't show fake social security numbers, fake birth certificates, IDs. Don't do that. And don't run. That's sometimes also the first thing people do, that they see ICE coming up and they run. So that triggers other situations. So just stay there, stay calm. Also, don't sign any documents.
Okay.
That's an important one, because we have known about people that because they don't have legal documents here in US, they are given documents by ICE and they just sign them when they don't even understand the language, when they don't know what they are signing for. Mm-hmm. So do not do that. The best thing to do under those circumstances, and we can jump to what you can say, okay, right, in that moment. So in that moment, what you can say is, I need to speak to my attorney, or I choose to remain silent. So those are the things you can do in that moment.
Who do I contact immediately if I'm detained or questioned?
So the best thing you can do is to contact your attorney. The advice will be that you already know or you have an attorney. Not like necessarily that you make a contract if nothing has happened, but at least you did your research and you have an attorney that you know you can call. So in case something happens, you call that person immediately. Now, it's also advisable that you memorize the phone numbers of the attorney or your family member, a trusted family member. And as we always say, try to make copies of your documents. Even if you don't have a legal status in US, you still have your national ID, your national passport. So in case you're detained, then we have a starting point.
How do I document encounters?
So this is also something that it can be a little bit tricky, right? Because we have the right to document encounters, but again, your safety comes first. So unfortunately, we have seen in the news of people that have been shot while they are trying to document encounters. Some people have passed away, and this is sad, but this is a reality. So stay safe. So if you have to record, just make sure you don't interfere with the situation that is happening. Please, even if you are inside your car, do not interfere. Don't think that you're safe because you're inside a vehicle.
Should you tell the police, I am getting my pen, I am getting my phone, so that you don't make movements that make them say you're reaching for a gun?
So there are like two situations here. One thing is the police, and the other thing,
ICE.
ICE agents. So with ICE, in our experience, during those situations, it's dangerous even for you to approach them just to ask permission. Hey, can I record this? Obviously, they will say no because they don't want any recordings. And also, you have the risk, you're under the risk that they will think that you're approaching them to hurt them, to scream at them or something. You know, they probably won't even trust if you say, I have my phone in my bag, you know, so that's just, the best thing is to do it from far.
Okay.
Don't even get close to them. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Can you tell us what social media we can find the information at?
The social media, it can be in Margaret Wong's Instagram, Margaret Wong's Facebook. We have 2 Facebook accounts, one in Spanish and the other one in English. You can also find us on YouTube.